La Residence is an ultra-luxury lodge in Franschhoek, South Africa, in the Winelands, in a batshit crazy design. Beautiful part of the world, truly extraordinary for the mountains, the vineyards, the food options, and it's really a place that a lot of people combine with Cape Town as a relaxing, normally end of safari trip. Franschhoek is very easy to get to from Cape Town. In a helicopter you could be there in about 10-15 minutes. If you're driving, just over an hour. The town is very much unlike what most people are going to think of when they think of going to Africa. It's kind of everything white. I describe it as more like a big village than I would a town, but it's just packed full of top-end restaurants. La Residence is far away enough from Franschhoek that you feel completely isolated because it is a private property and you are not directly in Franschhoek, but they offer free shuttles to get there. You're 5 to 10 minutes away from anything really in that area, but it is what I would say off the beaten path because it's designed in a way that you don't ever have to leave the property if you don't want to. You can spend your entire trip at La Residence and feel like you still achieved something. I would say La Residence feels much more subtle when you get there as an entrance compared to what it then hits you with once you get into the main area. They have a water feature outside. It's generally just a long stretch of water with some fountains in it. You can already tell at that point it's not going to be what you may have in your mind, but I think the moment that you walk into the main area, you see just how over the top the design is. And that over the topness, I don't say in any way is a negative. Won't be for everyone, but I truly love how the Royal Portfolio, who own La Residence, design all their properties. There is no way you could go to one of their lodges and not see a theme around it and understand what that theme is. You only need to look at a few pictures to understand its extremely bright, bold colouring. Thematically, it's interesting in that it doesn't necessarily fit the environment that you're in. Liz Biden is one of the co-owners of the Royal Portfolio, and I feel like once you're there, you can understand it because it is bright yellows where you wouldn't expect them to be, bright blues, chandeliers in unexpected places, just this extreme larger than life type design that does not fit in with your preconception of the place you're going to, because with someone like La Residence, they are very much focusing on giving you a view of the mountains. The most spectacular point of the property is not that the rooms are gorgeous, they are, it's that you're surrounded by a setting that 99.9% of people may never have seen and certainly won't live in. In terms of facilities, the main area opens up into the swimming pool, which I would consider the hero shot of the property. Having that swimming pool facing out onto the mountains, facing out onto the vineyards with the deck chairs around it, having that La Residence service behind it, that is one of the key selling points of this property. There are 11 bedrooms in the main house, so they split these up into just 2 separate room categories. Massive bathrooms, large bedrooms, they don't have separate living rooms, and they're in the main area. So your balcony or terrace, because they can be on the ground floor or first floor, will inevitably face out, so you can have people looking in if they were inclined to do so. Then you've got 5 vineyard suites, which vary between 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom or 3 bedroom. They're a couple of minutes walk from the main lodge, so they do feel completely separate and even have the terrace down beside them, which is a separate area which all guests are able to access, but it feels deliberately for the vineyard guests. You enter into this very grand living area, high ceilings, again, that Liz Biden design where no one's mistaken it, where you can't quite believe that this is Franschhoek area that you're in from all these bright colours and ornaments that I can't quite describe, but it works. Nothing feels like it's there for no reason at all. It's a very well thought through, homely feel to it. Living room then leads off to bedrooms on either side, which then have their own ensuite. And at the end of the living area, it opens up into the garden, which it's inviting you to be outside because the garden, the pool, the deck chairs, it's all set up to feel so homely. The downside is the final two suites, one of which I was in, are beside a road. It's not a busy road at all. It's actually more likely that someone using that road would be good to get to one of the other vineyards. But it's still one of those ones that makes you understand that there's, as spectacular as the land is, they don't own a huge amount of land, that is where they had to build some of the suites. I think when it comes to any property, nowhere is perfect. And in the case of La Residence, the gym is extremely lousy. It's actually, you have to walk past reception to the kind of back office of the property in order to find it. And it really is clear that this would have been added as an afterthought for the property when people started asking for it. With La Residence only having 16 rooms, they're not going to have 29 different restaurants there. There's only one restaurant, but they do have quite a decent variety of how they split that up, including a chef's table option where a chef prepares a meal for you. And they also have options of wine cellar meals as well. I think the fact that you've got this winery essentially right in front of you just again makes it feel so unique, so special, that it's between the walk from the main area back to our suite. You're walking through this absolutely stunning area with workers who are picking the grapes that are going to go into some of the wines that you can drink for dinner. So this big focus on farm to fork is quite literally happening right in front of you. I would recommend La Residence because the setting behind it is backed up by the owner's vision of having such a beautiful place that complements it, from the facilities, the room, the service, the vineyards in front of you. It's got this element that's hard to describe as to how everything comes together to make it so special. That is what luxury travel is.